Superman fans, to your speeding bulletin for the week May 10th to May 16th, 2013. A week which saw 3 new Man of Steel TV spots, the release of the Best of Superman TV collection, and lots of new product announcements. Let's jump in and take a closer look. In movie news, it's been a great week for new Man of Steel TV spots, with 2 new US TV spots and the first UK TV spot being released. Here they are, back to back.
Can you imagine how people on this planet would react if they knew there was someone like this out there?
One day you're gonna have to make a choice. Whether to stand proud in front of the human race or not.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D.
You've grown stronger here than I ever could have imagined. The only way to know how strong is to keep testing your limits. You can save them. You can save all of them.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater? Give them an ideal to strive towards.
Man of Steel. Pre-book your tickets now.
The Australian premiere of Man of Steel will take place on Monday, June 24th in Sydney. Henry Cavill and director Zack Snyder will both be in attendance. That's all we know at this point in time, so stay tuned for further details. And speaking of premieres, Henry Cavill, born on the Channel Island of Jersey in the UK, will head home on Friday, June 14th to attend the first showing of Man of Steel at the Jersey Cineworld. Meanwhile, the official Man of Steel Facebook page released a number of new poster images for the movie this week. Here's a detailed look at them over another track from the Man of Steel musical score by Hans Zimmer titled DNA. This 3.5-minute track was released via RollingStone.com thanks to Water Tower Music. Norton has released 3 promo videos for their Man of Steel Superpowers promotion, which launched on May 14th. Discover the powers of the Man of Steel in exclusive clips brought to you by Norton. We watch all 3 at norton.com/Superman or log on to facebook.com/Norton and navigate to the Man of Steel tab. Nokia has released an official Man of Steel app for its Nokia Lumia running Windows Phone 8. The Man of Steel app brings movie assets such as wallpapers and character information, plus a fun interactive experience that lets you take flight. Also, you can unlock DC Comics and access an augmented reality play. The Man of Steel app can be found in the Windows Phone store. Nokia has also announced the upcoming release of a Man of Steel Fat Boy wireless charging pillow, designed in the shape of Superman's S-Shield from the movie. While Garvio recently announced that it will be releasing Man of Steel branded versions of its Metalon and Groove in-ear headphones over the next month. Eyewear company Warby Parker has teamed up with Warner Brothers and Man of Steel on a limited edition capsule collection. The special collaboration includes 2 exclusive frames inspired by the film, which will be sold for $95 each online at warbyparker.com and at the brand's retail locations. From May 21st, you can purchase your very own pair of Clark Kent glasses, with a portion of the proceeds of every pair sold going to charity. Sign up at warbyparker.com for more info. Racing car driver J.R. Hildebrand will take to the track in the Panther Racing's No. 4 National Guard car featuring a Man of Steel design. The qualifier for the Indianapolis 500-mile race will take place on May 18th. Visit IndyCar.com for more details. To celebrate the launch of their exclusive line of Kinetics Man of Steel t-shirts, clothing store Kitson will have a Superman costume worn by Henry Cavill during the making of Man of Steel on display in their Santa Monica store. It's unknown just for how long the costume will remain on display, but their website states that it's there now. In TV news, the Best of Warner Brothers Superman TV Collection DVD box set from Warner Home Video is now available. Celebrating Warner Brothers' 90-year anniversary in a one-of-a-kind Superman TV collection, together for the first time are the first seasons of several Superman animated and live-action television shows. Grab yours now from our online store. Stupid Buddy Studios are teaming up with DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Animation one more time to produce a sequel to the Robot Chicken DC Comics special, bringing you the awesomeness of the DC Comics universe of characters as only Robot Chicken can, with amazing guest stars and the stop-motion sketch comedy you've come to love after 6 seasons of the popular Adult Swim series. We'll let you know when an exact 2014 release date is announced. In comic book news, DC Comics released their August 2013 solicitations this week, and we highlighted for you all the Superman-related comics and products listed. Of special note was Adventures of Superman No. 4, which features the last son of Krypton in timeless tales of truth and justice, featuring appearances by Lex Luthor and Brainiac. And Superman Unchained No. 3, in which Superman finds out the secret the US Army tried desperately to keep from him, or more specifically, that secret's found him. Check them out at the site now. Comic book writer Brian Q. Miller will introduce Wonder Woman into the world of Smallville in an upcoming story of the Season 11 series. He said, "I've tried to mine and exploit the characteristics that, to me, embody the best of any interpretation of Wonder Woman: strength, intelligence, nobility, and most importantly, love." DC Comics announced that writer Keith Giffen will bring the characters from Masters of the Universe into the DC Universe in a crossover saga set to begin in August. Giffen said that He-Man and his friends come to stop Skeletor from doing to the DC Universe what he's always wanted to do to Eternia. Comic books we reviewed this week included Superboy No. 20, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said it was a good solid read, but relied a lot on visuals and very little on actual story, and he gave it a 3 out of 5. Michael J. Petty reviewed Smallville Season 11, Chapter 46, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "I really like this chapter." Injustice: Gods Among Us Chapter 17 was reviewed by Mark Pritchard, who got teary-eyed over this chapter, giving it a 4 out of 5. While Sean Morrissey reviewed Adventures of Superman Chapter 3, stating, "Story am bad and not entertaining," which means it was really good, I think. Superman comics available this week from May 15th include Adventures of Superman Chapter 3 digital comic has been available since May 13th. Injustice: Gods Among Us Chapter 18 digital comic has been available since May 14th. Supergirl No. 20. Smallville Season 11 Chapter 47 digital comic is available May 17th. And Justice League Beyond Constriction trade paperback.
Check out these Man of Steel toys, cake toppers and twin set bedding. No birthday will be complete without a Superman Man of Steel edible icing cake topper for just $8.99. Or get cozy with the Man of Steel by grabbing a twin bed sheet set for $39.99. These and other great Man of Steel items are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop.
In other news, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment announced Scribblenauts Unmasked, a DC Comics adventure, a new game that melds the boundless creativity of the award-winning video game franchise with thousands of DC Comics characters and objects across DC Comics worlds, all drawn in the classic Scribblenauts art style. Created and developed by Fifth Cell, the game will be available for the Wii U system, Nintendo 3DS handheld system, and for PC in North America, South America and Australia sometime in August-September. Pretty Ugly and Warner Brothers Consumer Products announced this week that they have entered into a co-branded collaboration to produce a diverse range of colourful and collectible superhero plush figures based on the DC Comics and Ugly Doll character universe. The initial release will be a trio that includes 2 versions of Ice Bat as Batman and Babbo as Superman. In a first-of-its-kind partnership, Target Corporation and Warner Brothers Consumer Products have also teamed up to introduce an extensive summer collection of exclusive Justice League merchandise. Featuring the full lineup of DC Comics' iconic Justice League superheroes, Aquaman, Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, Green Lantern, Superman and Wonder Woman, the summer collection will launch at all US Target stores and on Target.com beginning May 19th. Cryptozoic Entertainment and DC Comics are teaming up once again to bring fans the DC Comics Women of Legend trading cards. Base cards feature original art by some of the top artists in the industry, and character information is written by comic veteran Adam Beechan. DC Comics The Women of Legend trading cards is expected to be released in the third quarter of 2013. That's all the Superman news there was for the week May 10th to May 16th. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another fabulous edition of Great Scott. As you can tell, my allergies are in full swing. I'm sure you all wanted to know that. But the other thing that's in full swing is the marketing campaign for Man of Steel. I've heard so many complaints, so many fears, so many worries, so many concerns by so many fans over and over again that Warner Brothers isn't doing enough to promote this Man of Steel film, and that we're going to have another Superman Returns on our hands, a movie no one goes to see. Now, Superman Returns actually did make some money, but it was deemed a financial waste of time because it didn't make enough. It cost so much to make, it only made a little bit, and it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of planning to get together. I don't really remember too much about the marketing campaign, but I do remember books, I do remember kids tie-ins, I do remember product tie-ins. I actually have several of the items that came out in different food stores and restaurants and things, so I know that there was the same type of tie-in merchandise. I have several statues, I have several action figures, so and there were magazine covers. I remember Entertainment Weekly had Brandon Routh covers and Superman Returns covers, so there was marketing for that movie as well. Now, I do feel like, at least from my memory, I am seeing a lot more going on with this film than I do remember for that. With the viral marketing, which of course, online viral marketing and social media sites are bigger now than they've ever been, and they're getting bigger every minute, and they're becoming more important because less and less people are watching commercials on television, and they're fast forwarding with their DVRs. They're doing that sort of thing more often than ever, and of course social media is a great way to send around all kinds of links, all kinds of pictures, all kinds of things. And one thing I've been super excited about is all of these extra bits of footage that we're getting, and we're not seeing a full trailer, so it's not 3 more minutes of the movie that we're seeing, but there's little snippets here and there. In the there's I guess it's a National Guard commercial. There are bits of the movie we haven't seen before there. There are bits of the movie in this Norton antivirus campaign. If you haven't seen it, I guess you could go to norton.com or just look up Norton antivirus software, and they have a whole campaign going where there's a strength thing, a speed, then there's something else, and they kind of show you why Norton antivirus applies to that word, and then at the same time they show you some scenes or some shots from the movie as well. I'm super stoked. I've been going to Walmart almost every day. I feel like I'm 10 years old. I'm jumping up and down. I'm giddy as a schoolboy. The spirits have all done it. They've done it all in one night. And I went into Walmart last night, and finally they had the little rack up, the little setup with Henry Cavill as the Man of Steel on top of it, and the Man of Steel title and the symbol, and they had the shelvings. There wasn't anything on them yet, but I could see that they were finally getting it set up. I was wondering when it was going to happen. So then I went, because I'm insane, to the next Walmart, which is about 10 minutes or 15 minutes from that Walmart. And they also had theirs set up, but on theirs, they had several bits of movie merchandise. They had this shirt, for instance, which says Man of Steel at the bottom. Has the Man of Steel, I believe it's the original poster that was released, that shot years ago. It came out last summer or something at one of the Comic-Cons. And it was the initial poster. And then, of course, they have the poster here, which was the initial one-shot that was released. And they have that. You know, I guess it's going to be one of the bits of merchandise that's going to be available to us. They also have several other posters. I have them up on my wall around me now. One of Henry Cavill it looks like it's the shot from in front of the bank vault, but they've put a different background around him and some stones, and it looks like he's smashing the ground. They have one with just the symbol on it with Superman flying above it in silhouette. And they have one of Henry Cavill kind of just standing with some clouds behind him. One thing I'm not crazy about on the posters is they look like they took a picture and then colored over it. Like I've seen this done before, but they look a lot more colorful, a lot more cartoony, even though it clearly is Henry Cavill, and it is a picture that was drawn over. And I know that that's a style and that's a thing that they do, but I would rather it actually be like this one here, where it's just a photo with some shadowing and it's an awesome looking silhouette. These posters are growing on me, and they look really cool on the wall here. But I'm so excited about the amount of attention this movie seems to be getting. I did speak to someone who lives in Australia who said he was saddened that Man of Steel, no one was excited about Man of Steel over there, and I'm not sure whether it's that much different here in the United States, because it seems to me that the only place where I'm getting any extra Man of Steel is at Walmart. And that's because they have this exclusive deal or whatever. Starting this Saturday morning, they're going to be selling tickets to an exclusive sneak peek the day before the movie actually gets released here in the States. And my understanding is that the movie comes out at the end of next month in Australia. So it's, I guess, about 2 weeks behind where we're going to be here in the United States. So maybe some of their marketing will kick in 2 weeks later, which would probably start happening any time now, because we're a few weeks into the big stuff going on. But as I said, you know, I've gone into some other stores. I've gone to Toys R Us. I've talked to some people about Target. What I've heard is none of the other stores seem to be carrying very much, or we're not carrying that line. Seems to be something that I've heard as well, which seems to indicate that Walmart got an exclusive deal because they wanted to be the only ones to be able to sell it, and they wanted to be able to sell this exclusive sneak peek preview tickets, which is great, except that if we're not going to see Man of Steel merchandise in any other stores, and we're not going to see it in any other places, I don't know how many children are going to pick up on the idea that Superman is back and Superman is cool and they got to have these toys. Only ones that go into Walmart and happen to see the Walmart display. So I'm not sure exactly who else has something. I did hear that Target had some things that I hadn't heard about at other places, but then I also heard that someone called Target, and Target said we're not carrying that line in terms of we're not doing anything with Man of Steel. So I'm not sure. I guess I'm going to have to check into Target myself, go in there and see what's going on. But I am very, very excited about all the stuff that I am seeing that does seem to be mainly at Walmart. So for my friend in Australia who said he was chagrined that nothing was going on there, I really don't, even though I'm excited and even though I feel like I'm seeing a lot, it's because I'm seeking it out. I don't think that much is going on here either, although there are now 5 TV spots which show us even more footage. There's the one where Zod decimates a room with a big, thick blast of heat vision, which is being displayed in a way we haven't seen heat vision displayed on film, and I've been talking about it for years. In comics, they've shown it many times that Superman and other Kryptonians can hone their heat vision blasts to very fine lasers, which is what we saw in the original Superman movies, but it can also be a very wide beam. It can be one kind of steady stream where they combine with each other. They can be little pulses. I've seen all types of different ways that the heat vision is used, and we've never really seen that. Even in Smallville, it pretty much looked the way it did in the original movies, just with a little more flair. You could see the fire kind of swirling around, but they were small. They were beams, as opposed to it being able to be honed into a different type of weapon. And it looks like the way Zod, covers the whole room with kind of a swath of flame, that they're kind of expanding the way heat vision looks and the way heat vision can be used. And we're seeing scenes like this and other scenes. One of the newest ones that came out, one of my favorite, it's Jonathan, it's Kevin Costner saying, you're going to have to decide whether you want to stand proudly in front of the human race or not. There's like a space there, and it's just kind of, and then the way they show him, and then he's in one shot he's hovering over the tanks and over the army guys and the soldiers, and it just looks great. And of course there's that lens flare behind that I've also heard many fans complaining about, but it really does look cool, and I'm getting really excited, and we're getting close now, and get out and look for stuff. Let people know what you see, report it on some of these social media sites so we can all share in the glory that is Man of Steel, that is coming out just a few weeks away. Can you believe it? Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.